Hi, this is Kathy Weymouth from Two in the Temple, and I'm in a series about codependent relationships. This is video number 4, and I want to start giving you some strategies for loosening the hold that exists between two people. Like these two people in a codependent relationship are intertwined. And I want to show you some steps today, and I'm going to continue this in the next video, of how to begin to loosen this hold between these two types of people. So let me just review again. Often a codependent relationship is between a needy person, a person who isn't taking on their own responsibilities, and another person who is more of a caretaker or a rescuer. And these two people, they just work so well together because they're actually feeding each other's needs. Like the rescuing person likes to be needed and likes to contribute and likes to fix problems and all that. And then along comes a needy person and they want to be taken care of. So it's like this attraction that you they're sucked together. And unfortunately, it becomes very entwined and very enmeshed together. But there are some steps you can take. Okay, so one of the things I'm realizing that I kind of keep giving the same examples, and I thought maybe I should just start this video with giving you some more examples. I've been talking a lot about an addict or an adult child being the needier person, those two examples. So let me just give you some other examples first of how you might be drawn to someone and what that might look like. Okay, so first there's a dependent child who is expecting money from you and you're housing them or giving them money, forking over money all the time, or they have not become independent. They're still dependent on you in some unhealthy way. Mention that a lot. Okay. Then another example that I know I've gotten caught into myself is, do you have a relationship with a person where you're very concerned about their emotions and you really take it upon yourself to be like making sure they're happy? Like you don't want them to suffer. You don't want them to feel sad. And you're very in tune with their emotions and, in an unhealthy, unbalanced way. Okay, so that's the relationship I had, I think, more with my mom. Like I was concerned about her emotional state, and so I was very, very attuned to her. And I don't like people being unhappy and uncomfortable and in pain. I really struggle with that. So I tend to try to get in there and fix things, right? Okay. I just want to remind you, it's not your job to make sure someone else is happy. I mean, we all are responsible for our own emotions. So there's so much we could talk about that, but I just don't have the time. Okay. A third example would be, are you in a relationship where you are taking on a lot of responsibilities for someone else? Like you're doing all the chores, you're making all the money, you're taking care of the children, and you don't have a balance in your relationship with your significant other partner. That might be an enmeshment where, you are just rescuing them from picking up some responsibilities. Okay, that's example 3. Example 4 is the addict. If someone is addicted to drugs or alcohol or they're a shopaholic, other different kinds of addictions, foodaholic, you might be actually picking up some slack because they're not carrying their responsibilities in life. And they may want to be rescued. They may want you to give them money. Oh my gosh, I just have an example of that. Just so close to my heart, where an adult addict child wanted to be taken care of. And the adult was taking care of them. And there was so much damage that was done. It's just really heartbreaking. Okay, another example. So this is example 5. Maybe you have a friend, for example, who is asking you to babysit for her all the time, or they're expecting you to dog sit left and right. You're the one who's being asked. I got my notes flying in the wind. You're the ones being asked to do for them, and they're the needier one, and you're the one who's coming and picking up the pieces. Okay, and going far and above the call of duty. Okay, excuse me. Maybe you're in a relationship with actually an organization like your church where all the needs are presented all the time and you just step in whenever there's a need. There's a need in the nursery. There's a need on the worship team. There's a need in the children's church, and you just step in because you feel like you should be giving and solving all these needs. Okay, that's another example. That's more with a body of people. Maybe there's someone, here's another example, that you cover up for them and you make excuses for their behavior, and you don't want them to look bad in public or in relationships in your family. So you make excuses, you cover up for them. Okay. Another example might be, this is a hard one, where you're actually tolerating disrespect and you are tolerating abuse or harm in some way, and you don't speak up for yourself. Like you don't draw boundaries, and you don't say, no, this is not acceptable, I won't tolerate this, because you're just not wanting to rock the boat, and you just think that if you don't address it, that you'll just keep things from getting worse or from escalating and becoming volcanic. Okay, but I want to just tell you, in all of these examples I just gave, as the person A, rescuer, fixer, giver kind of person, you're not helping with the way that you've been handling it. And that's why I wanted to come and help give you some advice about how to get out of this relationship. Now, not out of the relationship, I'm sorry, how to disengage so it becomes more of a healthy relationship, and sometimes maybe out of the relationship. Okay, but in general, we'll try to see if we can help the relationship. So the one thing I want to say to you, as a giver, rescuer person, I want you to notice something, and this is so important. You are the one who is feeling the pain. Let that sink in. The other person is not feeling pain because you keep rescuing them from the pain. But then you start feeling pain. Okay, so what are some of the steps that you can take to start to loosen? Okay, I've got 5. I always have 5. All right, here we go. Awareness is so critical. All right, I want you to become aware. Now, of course, I want you to journal if you can. Grab a pencil, write these steps down. Step number 1, awareness. What is the red flag? Okay, a red flag might be that you are feeling a lot of pain. You are feeling resentment, and you are feeling overloaded, and you are feeling tired and drained. Okay, that is a real awareness key for you. Or you might be aware that that you are going to an extreme of thinking that, well, if I don't do this, their life is going to fall apart. I have to do these things for them. Their life is going to fall apart. So become very aware and look at your relationships and say, am I the one feeling the pain in this relationship? Am I feeling the resentment? Am I the one that's carrying all the responsibilities and this other person is getting off scot-free? Okay, the big red flags, okay? So number 1 is awareness. So journal any awareness that you discover. Okay, here we go. Number 2, admit. You got to really admit and get it in your heart that this, and grab a hold that this is unhealthy. Not only for you, not only for them. It's very unhealthy for the person who's being fixed and rescued all the time. It's very unhealthy for you. It's unhealthy for both of you. And I had a whole video about that video too. Okay, really grab a hold and admit it. Say it to yourself. This relationship is not healthy. It is not helping either one of us. Something needs to change. Okay. And I want you to notice in the admitting that it's unhealthy, I also want you to see something about yourself. Do you know that you're not actually valuing yourself and your own needs? And that you actually have some needs and desires that are just as important as theirs are? So start to look at your needs here. It's unhealthy because your needs are not being taken care of and the other person's are taken care of. It's very unbalanced. Okay, so that's step number 2. Admit that this is unhealthy. Now, step number 3, this is really important. I want you to find some kind of accountability. Whether it's a friend you talk to, your mother, your sister, or if you actually get professional help, especially if you're dealing with an addict, I really want to encourage you to get professional help. Okay. I also can offer help to people. I don't think I'm qualified necessarily for in a situation of an addict. I can give you ideas, but I can offer coaching if you want to work with me and in this loosening that we're hoping to gain here, this loosening hold on the codependent relationship. So you can reach out to me or you can check my website, and I do have some coaching opportunities on there. Okay, but especially if it's a life-threatening thing, like if you stop housing your adult child and they're an addict, and they may end up living on the streets, and they may not have any food and, you're talking life-threatening, then I really want to encourage you to get professional help to walk you through that. Okay, that's number 3, seek accountability. Number 4, I want you to choose one relationship, that you see this pattern happening in. And I want you to brainstorm on paper, what are all the things that you actually are doing that is rescuing this person? What are you actually doing for this person? And notice, are you the one that's feeling the pain? And are they getting off scot-free in some things? Okay. Write down what you're noticing that you are doing. Okay. And then number 5, and I'm going to go into this a lot more in the next video, begin to say no in small, pre-planned ways. And I think in some cases, you really want to plan this out. You want to gradually say no. You want to start with something small where you're not going to do something for this person that's unbalanced and overly responsible on your part. And you're going to gradually over time maybe take bigger and bigger steps. Okay, but I want you to notice something, and I was noticing it this week. I'm just going to finish with this. When you are a rescuer, fixer kind of person, you're actually controlling them. And so I want you to say, I am going to stop controlling this person. I'm going to stop interfering in their life. But I might have to start small, something small. Okay, so it's unfortunate that I can't go into this more, but I don't want my video to be too long. So be sure to come back for video 5, where I really go into some more ideas for step 5, which is how do you say no in small ways, and how do you plan ahead, and how can you actually start to take these steps? Okay, so this is Kathy Weymouth from Tune the Temple, and this is about loosening the hold on a codependent relationship. Okay, I hope that was beneficial to you. Okay, see you at the next video.